So another NSX here. We had one here yesterday. I didn't get a chance to record it because we were busy. This one is here for some exhaust work. I'll show you a little bit more. Today we have Sean coming to detail the S2000, the one that we just took to the Dragon.
It's been cared for, but not cared for.
It's not being polished properly.
Right, it's never been polished before. You can see a lot of the just swirling and stuff, some damage over here. And
this damage over here was from the stupid cat at the Dragon. The cat decided to lay on my car every day. There was a Camaro ZL1, he laid on it one day, and then after that he thought the S2000 was the best spot. So I'll let you kind of get a handle. Like there's even footprints up here in the light. You can see where the stupid thing walked all the way up there. Another big meet coming up November 21st. This is Honda's 2 Orlando. If you know anything about this, it was formerly the CRX meet. We all used to go to this many times in the past. I've attended probably 6 or 7 times. The last time I went, I think, you can see this picture here, Ken posted that, was in the K-site, and Steve's convertible CRX is in that picture too. Check it out, November 21st, Honda's 2 Orlando. All Hondas welcome. There's going to be a lot of CRXs there. I know there's some good sponsors this year, including us. Honda are going to sponsor it. I believe Jordan Distributors, the guys that make the Push to Start and the Ghost Box, they're going to be there amongst some dealership merch too. So check it out. He's been doing it for 20 plus years. Tons of passion. He has a beautiful CRX. I'm going to be driving a really special CRX this year. So this is all original paint. This is the only damage on the car. There is a little ding there and a little touch-up area. We're just going to polish it and forget that. Then I'll talk to a paintless guy about fixing that. But so far, this is just your one stage, right?
Yes.
And it's definitely shiny now. I mean, as you can see the clarity in the paint, the reflection. Put the super light on there. Yeah, that's just the first stage. So he's going to do a quick tape line. We'll show you tape lines are really good before and after. But basically, it gives you a definite where it was done, and you can see it stands out a bit more. And then I'll pan back a little bit later. This is done. We'll get a sound clip here in a moment. Just going to show you what it looks like. It's got the 2 tips slash cut. Kind of hard to see. It's all black in there. Fits pretty nice. It's got the heat shields on there. Should have quite a bit more sound. Let's go look at the S2000 and we'll start this up. Alright, so now we've got it outside. You can see how much better it looks. There's so much more clarity in the paint. Obviously, it's much shinier. All those real fine micro scratches over the years, the water spots, all of that, gone. Looks fantastic. And then, of course, it's ceramic coated to protect that finish. If you've seen cars in the past, almost everything I own is polished and ceramic coated. My truck sits in the sun, sits in the weather, cleans up easy, stays clean, the water beads off, it looks fantastic, protects it, and you can touch it up with just a little quick detailer or a little bit of bead maker or even some of the ceramic boost, but so much better. This car's such a beautiful car, 21,000 miles. It did absolutely flawless at the Dragon. This is a terrific car, it really is. So you guys are gonna hate me on this one. I'm contemplating selling this car. Several reasons, hear me out. First off, we have plenty of S2000 work. We have plenty of good customers that will do basically the recommendations and share the passion and the experience, and of course give potential customers rides in their cars. Second, we're having a hard time getting parts. So I can't use parts for my car when I should really use them for customers. That wouldn't be the right thing to do. And it wouldn't do us or the customer any good. And 3, I'm going to be acquiring a couple of more cars. And to be honest, I'm running out of room, tags, and money. So something has to go. So it's always tough to find a car that I have to say that has to go. And this is a really tough one to say. But stay in touch. I'll do an official video on this and let you know what's going on. But this might have to part ways with us. Told you about this car. I kind of gave it a tease, and it was out in the rain. It hasn't been washed since the rain, but you can see how nice it is. This is the one we're going to do basically the fix up and say, hey, this is what an S2000 looks like. Paint's in really good shape. It's got a few little scratches here and there, nothing bad. And we're going to do a clutch. Customer said, or the person I bought it from said the clutch did slip. Tops got a little bit of damage. We are known for doing our OEM tops. So the plan is to put an OEM top on there. I don't know why it's wrinkling right here. It doesn't feel like it's attached properly there. We do have our split here. It's been patched. But again, when you get a nice car, the top makes such the difference. So this is going to be going on. Stay tuned to that. If it's something you want to buy, it's a 2005 S2000. Let me give you a quick sneak peek inside. This is my favorite part. Look at that. It's got the red and black. This is my favorite combination color interior. If I was to build a white car, I would do this. It's got a sound. Yep, go ahead. Sounds very familiar, doesn't it? Yeah. Basically, this exhaust is very similar to the GT exhaust that we built, but ours was titanium. Pretty much the exact same size, shape, dimensions. Rev it a little. It's got some good turbo noise. You can't really make a V6 sound that fantastic, but the turbo sounds definitely make up for it. Rev it. So if you've never been around an NSX, one thing, look how much the door opens. It opens almost 90 degrees. I mean, when you open it, look at that, you can't close it. You got to ask a bystander, would you mind closing the door, sir? So one thing to note, look how wide this is. That's something that, again, when you first get in them, you find your passenger standing on this sill because it's a long way to swing your leg over to get out. Yeah.
When you swing your own foot out.
Yeah, I scuffed mine one time. I put a scuff there. I didn't do it again, but yeah, it's close. But that is a massive gap to get out and over. When you're taking your girl out on a date, might want to help her out of that car. So if I didn't meet you at the Dragon meet, which was the meet that we did on the Sunday with the guys from Classic Hondas on the Dragon, hope you're going to make it next year. We're already talking about doing it again. Just talking to Cameron from Classic Hondas on the Dragon. Looks like we're going to be doing it early October, maybe the first or second week of October, so you have plenty of time to plan for it. And I want to include as many people as possible because I think it's so cool to meet so many people doing the same thing, same enthusiasm, having the same cars, and getting to drive them on proper roads. And again, sell it to your other half as it's not just about the meet, it's about getting out in the car. It really is. I'm not just saying that so you can kind of trick them, even though if it works, do it. You can rent a little cabin, get an Airbnb. There is so many places to stay. You guys get to stay at a really cool place, do some shopping, drive up in the mountains. We went to the Foothills Parkway. It was beautiful up there. I already told my wife about it. Hey, we should go up there and stay in a cabin and do some little shopping. I don't know, it's the kind of thing she likes. Real quick on the hatch. You see how I kind of slid that in? This hasn't just been forgotten. It's still happening. We've been tinkering here and there. Let me give you a quick update. Hope you're tuning into the build series. I'll put another build series, another episode up soon. There's more happening. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and walk this down to AB. This is my daily exercise. Anybody that says I don't do cardio, I walk to AB carrying stuff all the time.
Add to the list.
There's always a list.
Yeah, but it's got 195,000 miles on it of like not being very nice to it, so things are gonna break.
Trying to say that you're hard on it?
Yeah.
Sounds good though. Still looks good.
Oh yeah.
This car we did forever and ever and ever ago. It used to have the battery relocated in the back, so one thing that you do is relocate the fuse box, kick the fuse box over, which means this tab gets removed. So we're basically putting that tab back in. The fuse box goes here. I'm gonna build a nice tab, weld it back on the shock tower. Fuse box can bolt back in the normal spot. So this car is getting full coilovers. I'm gonna lower it about an inch, it'll look a little bit more aggressive. In stock form, this doesn't look quite as high as some of the other ones. It's kind of weird out there, a little bit different. Who knows, maybe we'll find some cut springs in there. Fairly stock car, new customer to us, so we're gonna try and wow him. We do that with all of our customers, by the way. Every customer is important. We try and treat you like it's us. We wanna be treated right, we wanna be taken care of. We want everything done absolutely perfect. Oh, start again. Give me a little bit of gas. There you go. A little bit of gas. There you go. All right, first gear. Clutch down. Take it to about 2,000. A little bit more gas. Easy up on the clutch. More gas. More gas. Easy up on the clutch. Keep the gas on.
Stop it.
I know you did.
I need you.
Okay, so you might have seen me do this post on Instagram. That was my son, Sebastian. You might have seen him on the channel in the past. He likes to be involved, he likes to come in, he likes to do stuff. He's a little gearhead. He's 11. So that red CRX, you might have seen it in the corner of some of the past videos. I did actually have plans of building that. Wild, crazy idea real quick. I talked to Steve about that, my friend Steve. I said, hey, what do you think about chopping that thing up and putting a mid-engine K24 in that thing and make about 400 horsepower and make it just stupid? And it seemed like a good idea at the time, and he was all about it. He used to be a very, very OEM guy, so for him to be all about it, it means that I have rubbed off on him in the worst possible way, because he was very, very OEM stock, keep it perfect, keep it Honda. And for him to even consider getting involved in a chopped up CRX, well, times have changed, my thought process have changed, and it certainly didn't help by my son every time coming over wanting to sit in that CRX and just turn the steering wheel. I mean, he's been doing that for 3 years. Oh my God, this car is mine. I love it. I really want it to be mine. What do I need to do? Can I buy it off you? Can I do this? Can I do odd jobs? Can I work at LHT to pay for that car? So it got to a point where I'm like, I can't chop that up. And as CRXs are starting to get rare, I mean, you guys know we have the ability to put a mid-engine CRX together. Really, I mean, to us, it's actually not that difficult. I know sometimes I gloss over things and say, when I do jobs or we do jobs, I say it's pretty easy. It's because we do it all the time. I don't mean to belittle the job, but just to mount an engine where you want it and keep the drivetrain the same and tie it into the transmission, into the drive line. It really, for us, it really isn't that much of a big deal. But I don't know if what I would gain by that and chopping up a CRX to make another drag car, which I have no interest in making cars do a quarter mile and then go back on the trailer and go home. That doesn't really excite me. Him saying that and wanting to be a part of it, and as times have changed, my thought processes have changed, and it's kind of like he's wanting to follow in my footsteps. So long story, that video, he wanted to come up to the shop while we were away on the drag, and I would text him, he would call me, and he goes, I really want to come to the shop, I want to hang out, I want to wash that CRX. So anyway, we brought the CRX out, washed it, put a battery on it, got it started. It hadn't been started in 3 years. And then I said, you know what, jump in the driver's seat in the parking lot right here. I'm going to give you a quick driving lesson. It's a CRX HF, so it has 56 horsepower on a good day. It has 180,000 miles, so maybe right now it's knocking on the door of about 40. So not the easiest car to drive. It don't have a lot of power. You've got to actually slip the clutch to get it going. Tall gears, not a lot of power, worn out engine. So he drove it, did a couple of starts in the parking lot. He's super excited. He wants to be a part of the build. So in the future, we're going to take that CRX, we're going to refresh it, probably put a different engine in, nothing too crazy, a little bit more power, a little bit of a fresher motor, maybe a single cam VTEC engine, or even a, I don't know, nothing too crazy. He wants it to be his first car. So if he wants it to be his first car, I'm kind of excited to build it with him. And by building it with him, I think it will give him respect for the car, respect for the time that goes into it. He has respect already, which is a big thing. So keep an eye out for that. That's going to happen in the future. I didn't videotape that whole driving because I know someone would get offended and someone would take it the wrong way. I also talk way too much. Have you noticed that? If you like my videos, I really appreciate you sticking by. Some of these videos, we're not just showing you what we do on a daily basis. We're kind of giving you the insight of what we're about. I'm pretty sure you guys get that by now. It's not a scripted show. It's not a YouTube. We're not a YouTuber. We don't make enough money on YouTube to pay for the gas, let alone pay for anything else. But I like to share what's going on here. A lot of people have come up to me and said, hey, I really relate to what you do and how you think and the fact that you do this stuff. So that's kind of the people that I talk to. So for you guys, thank you so much. My son is really interested in the CRX. I have another car coming. I didn't want to do that tease. Hey, wait, stay tuned for the next video. My good friend Steve that passed away, I'm inheriting his white CRX, which is a very tough emotion for me. It's a car that I met, it's how I met him. He had that car. And we've done work on that car. Paul and I actually put a ZC motor in that car. He came here one time. I had a car that had stumped me wiring wise. I could not figure it out. We'd put a cluster in it. He had all kinds of little issues. It was a CRX. And I said, hey, is this something you can take a look at for me while we start doing the ZC swap in your car, which was supposed to be Paul, Steve, and myself was going to swap that engine. You know when you're scratching your brain and you go, well, the best thing we can do is just buy a whole new car and start again. It was one of those projects. Paul and I started doing the ZC swap while Steve figured out this wiring. And not to say that we're fast, Paul and I had put the ZC motor in and it was idling and we were bleeding the fluid while Steve had just finalized what the problem was. So we put the ZC motor in, and then later on we put a turbo kit on that he found. It was a single cam Grady turbo kit, but a little bit of tweaking, we got it to fit the ZC motor. And that's what's in the car right now. And they're basically, I'm inheriting that car. And it's like it's one of those things, it's a big thing to get that, but it's also really tough to look at that car and think, you know, that was my friend's car. So something has to go for something else has to come. That car, obviously, I can't ever get rid of. I felt the same way about the hatch. I can't really get rid of that because it's a good friend of mine's car. So it's you know, it's just weird. But that's what's happening around here.